Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading on Thursday night. I just got through cutting, but here's a gang stalker. Here it comes. Here comes one white compact car. Just another Thursday night, and we've got another perpy. Well, look at what's going on in the skies, everybody. Look, right over my property again. But they sprayed it already down there too. But here, look, everybody. But I wanted to tell you that I've been very busy today, and part of the reason is I met with online through Zoom call Andrew, OnionheadAndrew, who was interviewed by David A. Last week or so, and we got in contact with each other, and we went to kind of brainstorm. So he's quite a very intelligent and interesting young man. I'm going to say young man, he's younger than me. But he's quite the history buff. Something that I'm not. I'm not very adept with history. So based upon his knowledge of history and being a world traveler and having studied this program for the last 5 years, he's come up with a lot of really excellent information that really resonates with me. I'm still going to have to listen to it again because the history portion is not something I ever learned, and I'm not very politically adept. So I'm looking forward to him performing his magic, because we had to get on the call, I think 4 times, because neither of us have a paid for Zoom. So I think you're only allowed like 15 minutes or whatever. So he's going to have to perform his magic and splice it together. But this is what it looks like this evening here in rural Kentucky over my property. And I just got through cutting some stuff here. I have what's called a DR trimmer mower. And it gets into these little small places. I use it instead of a weed eater, but it really cuts up a lot of brush, and I'm finding a lot of bitchcraft. Oh, and I wanted to tell you also, yesterday, after I filed the complaint against Scarlett and Eddie Marks on the dispatch call, 2 officers were dispatched to my residence. I'm going to have to follow up to make sure that they actually spoke with Scarlett and Eddie Marks. But I'm going to show you what happened after that, and then I'll tell you what the officers said. So after that, the criminals came onto my property and they really dug it up again. Here, this is the stream behind my house. That's the county road down there. So this is the stream behind my house. And look at how they dug up here. They're trying to cause it to fall. They even cut the root. You see that? This looks like it was done with a pickaxe or maybe one of their energy weapons. But look at this. Look at what they've done here. And then here. So now they had done this already, but not as much as this. So they came back and did it some more, because it's a psychological operation. They do a little bit at a time, whatever they can do. And obviously, I don't have cameras everywhere, guys. Everybody says, go get cameras, get cameras. You don't understand where I live. I live in a very rural area. I can't cover all of this. And everybody's saying, go get trail cameras. Well, if you're surveilled 24/7, that I can go to my mailbox box and come back and somebody's in and out of my house stealing something or moving something, you think they're not going to know where all my trail cameras are? I've done that already. I've done the trail camera thing. So this is what they've done. They dug out under the bank here. They're trying to cause a collapse. They're trying to cause here. I'm going to show you what they've done to my fence post here. They're digging out here and here. And mind you, this is solid rock clay. There's clay mixed in with rock everywhere. And this is what they're doing. They're damaging it back here. There are some areas that I just don't have visibility. So anyway, when the 2 officers showed up, I showed them the videos. I showed them the video of Scarlett screaming, 4 times down the block, calling me a heifer. And they chuckled, because I'm standing in front of them and literally, I don't know, I weigh 108 pounds, guys. What can I say? But she's calling me a heifer. But anyway, it's all a projection of who she is. But they saw that I did not open my mouth once. I didn't speak to her. I just recorded, and they saw her behavior. I also showed them the footage of the individual pulling up and spreading all that toilet paper around. And then I showed them the other video of me walking to my gate and filming the toilet paper, okay? I also mentioned that I have already sent them cease and desist letters. They wanted me to resend it to them. And I'm working on another one, so I sent them the draft. So they can get an idea of the magnitude of what these two criminal neighbors have been doing to me since I moved here. So I'm going to have to file a criminal complaint against them and go into court with these losers, which I'll do when I have some time. I'm just going to show you what's going on here right now. There's a plane right there. Just started up all the way. Started there. It's going all the way up here. Still going. Going. And then people wonder why it rained so much in North Carolina. I can't imagine why. It's called weather modification, men and women. And my father, who's quite brilliant, I believe I was around 12 years old. I remember the day. I remember because I was sitting in the front seat of the car while he's talking about this. And I don't usually sit in the front seat because my brother always had motion sickness. But for whatever reason, this particular day, I was sitting in the front seat. And we were stationary. We were parked somewhere. My brother's in the back seat. I don't know how it happened. But my father was actually discussing this very topic. And since he's not here anymore, I'm going to tell you. Now, you have to understand, if I'm 12 years old and I'm in my 60s now, so this is a long time ago, right? So this is 50 years ago, right? 50 years ago, my father was aware of this and talking about it. And basically what he said was that, yes, there is weather modification, that many countries have the technology. He said, what do you think it would mean to, Russia, let's say, if they could detonate things, in the center of the earth and cause the earth to shift a little bit? Like, what would that mean to increase the degree, like in a very freezing, cold, frigid country? What would it mean to them if the degree increased by 1 degree? The temperature increased by 1 degree. That would mean like so much. Oh, look at that. That's like a cirrus nimbus, fake cloud. Cirrus nimbus. Right, look at that. Look at that swirl. It's actually beautiful. But look at what they've done. It's not natural. Not natural. And we're going to be breathing this in. So anyway, so this has been going on for quite some time. And you could watch Geoengineering Watch with Dave Wigington. I mean, he knows about this stuff. He's got a channel devoted just to this. And he's quite interesting and fascinating. There are a lot of websites pertaining to this, but anyway, let's get back to the police officers. So the police officers are watching these videos, right? And then we get to the point in the video where I'm walking with my wagon, and Scarlett had just driven back and forth 4 times. And, I probably played it a little bit longer than I should have. And I'm talking about, I was just picking up the bitchcraft. And I'm watching the officers' faces, and they, started to chuckle. I don't know if they realized what I was meaning by bitchcraft, but they chuckled. And I thought it was funny that they had a sense of humor. And actually, they were 2 new officers. So they're not the usual ones around here that have been around in this town for a long time. They've only been here a few months. So they're not quite in on it yet. So they did take my report. I have an incident number. I did call back for an incident number. Somebody was concerned about that. So I'll be calling. It's the end of the week, so I'll probably be calling next week to find out if I can pick up an incident report. And I want to find out if those officers visited my neighbors and then what happened, what transpired, and if it was placed in the incident report. I'd also like to know if the incident report will contain the cease and desist letters that I have already provided to them, and how this is a pattern, a systemic, yearly pattern of harassment, stalking, trespassing, abuse, menace. And no, the court's not going to get away with it this time the way they did with my neighbors. Because now I'm prepared. I'll be prepared for that judge. And he's not going to pull the wool over my eyes like he did with the last two. No, that's not going to happen. No, I'm going to get a restraining order on these people, one way or another. And Miss Scarlett will be notifying her nursing board about my criminal complaint against her. And if she trespasses the property and I find her, I will definitely hire an attorney. So anyway, so this is what it's like in the evening. So the birds are quiet, but they're so excited because it's very moist here. We had such dense humidity overnight. Like, it was in the 50s. It dropped from like 80 to the 50s. The same thing today. It was up near 80. It's going to drop to the 50s. That's a lot, a 30-degree drop. But it causes a lot of humidity and moisture here in the valley. And the fog is so dense that it covers the entire property with dew, mist. It gets very, very wet. It takes a long time for the grass to dry out, and the grass is not dry by any stretch. I mean, what I did with DR is I basically just went around the driveway, which is very difficult to cut, and these criminals have planted seed in the driveway. And I just went around the buildings to cut, it just makes it look a little bit better, even if I can't cut the grass. When you're trimming around the buildings, it makes a big difference. So that's what I just finished doing. I'm sweating, which is a good thing. When you're a targeted person, it's good to sweat. Get this nanotechnology and stuff out of our bodies. And Andrew, OnionheadAndrew, who's on Rumble, I'm going to give a shout out to his channel on Rumble. He does not have the YouTube channel because I have to say that a lot of what he's talking about, I don't know if YouTube will permit. And I'm going to have to be really careful. I'm going to have to listen to the videos, because there's, I guess, maybe 2.5 hours that we spent together talking, chatting, not just about targeting, but the history of what's happening in the world today that will affect targeted people and the rest of us, and the people who are targeting us in the future, in the not-too-distant future. So he had a very unique perspective. It kind of resonates with me. I don't have the historical background or the world view travel that he has, but I find it absolutely fascinating. He's like a talking encyclopedia. It's amazing. So I'm probably going to have more questions for him, and we will be picking up a chat in the not-too-distant future to discuss more issues and stuff. But he gave some really good advice. He gave some really good advice. Anyway, I'm going to go clean up my mower because it's filled with soggy, wet grass. But I just wanted to give you the heads up that that's why I've not been around today. I uploaded that one video this morning. I hope you enjoyed it, about the targeted individual program. I spent 2.5 hours with Andrew. Then after that, I was having a conversation with my brother, and then coming out here to cut the grass, take care of the animals. It's like I have a very, very busy day every day, but when I take 2.5 hours out of my day, it really puts me back a little bit. And now it's getting dark, and it's getting darker earlier. The plus about it getting darker earlier is my birdies, even the guineas, even these creatures. Here, let's take a look. These creatures, they're going in earlier. Like, they're in by like 8 o'clock now. I do like a little happy dance, sort of like, or anybody that had children. Do you remember when you were putting your kids to bed and you were just so exhausted at the end of the day, and you finally put them to bed and they fell asleep, and then you walked into the living room or the kitchen, you just, a sigh of relief? Well, that's how I feel. I have children every day, and these are them. You want to say hello? Huh? See, I'm just eating bugs. This is, you can see, this is what they do. They're so excited because the grass is wet, and they just go all around the property and eat bugs that I can't even see them. And they're not even cloaked. They're not even cloaked bugs. They're just microscopic bugs. They find everything. I don't even know what they're eating, but they're not eating the grass or the leaves or the clover or anything like that, but they find all these tiny little bugs. And look, here's Marco. He wants to say hello, and you want to say hi? Say hi. You want to go in the house? I'm going to sign off now. Say goodbye to everybody right now. Okay, we've got a critter on the loose somewhere back in here. But this is an evidentiary video of them digging up my bank here. And here they are. Here, look. You want to say hello? Show them how funny looking you are, guys. Just show them. Yeah, say hi. Hi, YouTube. This is what we look like when we're grown up. We got a little horn. We got little waddles. All right, say hi. And I've got Marco here. His tail is photo bombing the camera. Say hi. So you get to see these guys close up now. See, and they come in different colors. Right? They come in different colors. We got the white ones here, the pearlized ones. And then we've got this little gray one here. It's actually, the gray ones are called lavender. I don't know why, but yeah, it's lavender. And then we got these little speckled ones. These are the ones that most people have. These little creatures here. These little creatures. But when I bought them from Murray McMurray Hatchery. So I didn't know anything about guineas at the time, so I just wanted an assortment. So that's what I got. I got an assortment. I got an assortment of guineas, 30 at a time. And they don't live. You know, a lot of them don't live after they're shipped at a day old. They kind of unalive themselves. Some of them are not thriving upon arrival, and that's unfortunate. But so anyway, this is what it looks like here this evening. And I'm going to sign off for now. Hope everybody's doing well. Please hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, get the message out there. And thank you everybody who's been sending me emails, some really interesting articles and videos. Haven't been able to get to them today, but I will at some point. And I've got to pay close attention to selling my house. I need to get the hell out of here. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say bye-bye. Say bye. Bye-bye. Okay, we'll say bye. Bye.